Hi everyone, welcome back to Kat's Book Corner, where we talk about all things book and bookish. Today is my July wrap up, and we have 6 books to talk about, including Iron Flame, The Chamber of Secrets, Onyx Storm, Goblet of Fire, Philosopher's Stone, and Hunted. 3 were rereads. I'll explain why I did a bunch of rereads this month, because there is a reason why I did that. And, well, technically, I made up a reason after I picked the TBR, because I didn't know what was going to be on the TBR, but there is a reason as to why I chose to read them in this order. There's a specific order I read them in this month. And it was actually a pretty good month. I really liked this month. I was really happy with it. So here's what it'll be a little bit different than my normal ones. I mean, I'll still do my spoiler and non-spoiler thoughts, but there's going to be a special guest. She'll be in the middle. I'll introduce her, and then she'll show up, and she'll talk about the 2 books that she's read that I've also read. So that's why we're doing it today, because we've read 2 books that are similar. And I'll try, and when I get into my spoiler thoughts, I'll try not to go overboard with Iron Flame and Onyx Storm, because I have my whole reading vlogs, which are really long, but I actually really liked how they turned out. So, reading vlogs for both of them. But for Onyx Storm, because I was just completely out of it with my thoughts at the end, I probably will give some theories that I have, because I have a couple. So if you want to hear theories for Onyx Storm, it'll probably be in the spoiler section of that. But if we're done with that, let's get into all of the books I read. Starting with the first one I read, Iron Flame. Loved it. 5-star. Amazing. I don't know why people don't like this one. Like, why they don't like it as much as Fourth Wing, because if I'm being honest, I think I liked it a little bit more than Fourth Wing. Because I really enjoyed it. I get why people say, like, the first half is, like, slow, because technically nothing's happening, but I'm fine with nothing happening. I love Xaden and Violet and all the other characters. I love them. They're great. I love the anticipation, and that's why I love these books, because they're together, but they're also not. And I love the anticipation. As Xaden said, it's good for us. But I really love it. It's so good. The one scene that made me cry, I'll get into in the spoiler section, but I loved it. It made me cry twice. Everyone knows the ending made me cry, but there's this one part in the middle that was just like, it didn't need to be there. I'm already kind of tearing up about it, thinking about it, because I don't want to talk about it. But I will talk about it. But it was really, really good. I can't really say too much about it in the non-spoiler section, because it's the second book in the Empyrean series. But it follows Xaden and Violet in the aftermath of what happens at the end of Fourth Wing. And them struggling to come to terms with the truth that they've learned. Well, Violet learned, because Xaden knew the truth, but whatever. But I really do love it. Terran, sassy dragon, my favorite. I love him. He's awesome. Sigale, also real sassy. Love her. And there's this one line in this book that I want to get tattooed on my arm. It's, the body's breakable, but you are unbreakable, I think. I'm not 100% sure if that's what it is. I have it written down when I get it. It's only the body that's fragile. You are unbreakable. I really want that. That's a tattoo on my arm. Because I love that line. It's so, so good. We also meet a couple new characters in this. Like, I love Sloane. Sloane is, I think, one of my favorite new characters. I also love Eric. Eric's great. I kind of like him too. Not as much as I like Sloane, though. I love Sloane. Which I will give reasons as to why I love Sloane in the spoiler section. And you also meet a couple other people, some who aren't great, but some are actually, like, still pretty good. I really, really loved it. I don't really know what else to say about it, because I can't really talk about it, but I just love the dragons and the magic system, and it's just, I cannot wait for the 4th book. Like, I cannot wait, and I have to wait 2 years, so I'm gonna be really annoyed, but so far I've loved every book in the series. So I guess we're gonna move on. Next is Chamber of Secrets. This is my really old copy. This is a 3.5 star because it's my second least favorite. Not that I don't love it, it's fine. It's just not something I really love. Like, this is just above the fifth one. And normally this would be my last one, but after rereading the fifth one, I'm like, nope, I hate the fifth one more. I hate the fifth one more, but this one's alright. Lockhart is hilarious. I love him, he's hilarious. I don't love him as a character, I think I should put that out there. I just love him as like the comedic timing that he has. I think he is hilarious. I do like the mystery of this one because when I was a kid, I didn't call it. So I do like that. Let's see. What else do I really like about this one? Oh, I love Dobby. I love him so much. You heard me talk about it in my other ones, but I love Dobby. He's awesome. I love him. Let's see what else happens that I can talk about in the non-spoiler section. I don't know, but I like the twist, I guess you could say. It's not really a twist. I mean, I guess it is because you don't know who's opening the chamber, but I do like the double herring, like the red herrings and the double herring, where you think it's someone, but then you find out it's not that someone, so you have to figure out who it is again. I like that. It's just, it's not my favorite, which is fine, because it's fine. It's just, I wish I liked it more. I really do, because honestly, I think the movie doesn't cut as much out as all the other movies. So there's a lot in here that's also in that movie, so I really do like it. Don't mind my sticker. But it's actually, I mean, it's fine. There's not really much I can say about it because I don't hate it and I also just don't love it. But it's not as bad as the fifth one, like, because I hate the fifth one because it all could have been solved if people talked to each other. To be fair, this one also could have been solved if people talked to each other. Like, if people talked to each other, this also wouldn't have happened, which seems to be the Harry Potter problem. If people talk to each other, the plot doesn't happen. Like, the first one's plot definitely would have happened if people talked to each other. This one wouldn't have if people talked to each other. The third one definitely wouldn't happen if people talked to each other, but I love the third one, so I can't really hate it. Fourth one still would have happened. Fifth one would not have happened. And the sixth and seventh one should have been combined. Like, because basically, if people were talking to each other, we wouldn't need all of the questioning that happens in the seventh because they would know the answers from the sixth. So the seventh would be much shorter. So, not to say I don't like it. I do like it. It's just, it's fine. Though I do like how the sword looks here, even though I kind of like how the movie does the sword better, but the sword looks like a rapier here, and I like rapiers, so I will say that. And then we got Ron and Ginny on the back, which is nice. And Fox, which would have been so funny for me, but I know why they didn't do it because it would have been spoilery. But like, since the picture continues on the flap, I would have loved if they had like Ginny and then Lockhart at the back, because that's what happens when they get dragged out. But I really, yeah, this one. Moving on to Onyx Storm. My favorite of the Empyrean. 5 stars. This changed my life. I cannot stop thinking about it. I cannot. I keep thinking about Xaden and Violet and Quinn and Imogen and Sawyer and Riddick and Garrick and Bodhi and Eric and Sloane and Dane. It's just, oh, it's so good. I also can't say too much about this because third book in the series, but this happens after Fourth Wing, not after Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, obviously. But There's also the tension, which I love. I love the tension. I love the anticipation, which is in here. Ugh, I just love it. I also have a reading vlog on this one, but this made me cry 3 times. And once, there were 2 characters I don't think I should have been attached to, but I was because of the way it was formatted. So, take that with what you will. I'll explain why in the end. And this whole thing at the front, ugh, I want the 4th one so bad, but I have to wait 2 years for it, and it's, ugh. But it's so good. Follows Xaden, Violet, as they try and find something that will help in their efforts to stop these creatures. Wow, it's hard not to talk about spoilery, but it's hard not to talk about it that way, but they're trying to stop these creatures. There's also some questions we have about some of the dragons. The ending just is like, oh my gosh, what happened? I don't know what happened. I don't know. And I'm confused. I think that's the point. I'm supposed to be confused because there's not much I can figure out. And also, I heard that Rebecca is making a bonus chapter. I think I know what scene it's from. I think it's from Iron Flame. But, oh, I can't wait for that scene because that scene, I think, is my favorite scene in Iron Flame. So I cannot wait, but still, this is amazing. I love it. I love the little like missions they go on. It's so fun. I love all the callbacks because there's so many callbacks to the first and second one that I really, really do enjoy. And to be fair, this is much shorter than this one. Like, this is like, I think almost 150 pages less, which I want it more. I want it more. And my reading vlog for this one is much longer than the Iron Flame one, even though this is shorter. But oh, I loved it. I loved it so much. It was so good. So while I'm still talking about this, I should explain why I did the order I did, because I'm telling you the order I read them in. I read Iron Flame, then Chamber, then Onyx. And then I read 2 Harry Potter books right after. It's because I knew that this book would most likely put me into a reading slump, which it almost has. I will explain why I think it almost has. So I thought I should read books I know I like in between both of them and after, so that I can speed run through them without like having to not think about Xaden for a while. Because I can think about Xaden when I'm reading Harry Potter. It doesn't matter. Because Xaden is just awesome. I can think about him while I'm listening to Harry Potter. But it's why I did it that way, so that by the time I finished the last 3 on my TBR, I would be able to read other books that don't have Xaden in them, that don't have Violet in them, that don't have any of the characters I love in them. But I think I was able to do it, but I have a couple questions because I don't know if I did it officially, because there's something that happened when I was reading my last book on the TBR that made me like think, you know what, maybe I am in a reading slump. Because I might be, but I love it. I love it so much. I can't wait for number 4, which I think is going to be silver because they all like go down in color, and this has silver at the bottom, so I think it's going to be silver. I heard this theory that it could be called Silver Rain, which, if you know, you know. I would love it if it was called Silver Rain. Like rain, like ruler, but yeah. Now we're talking about Goblet of Fire. This is like my middle book. This is a 4-star. I don't hate it, don't love it, but it's higher than Chamber and Order. It's about, well, the Triwizard Tournament, obviously. I do love the characters we meet in this one. Like, I love Fleur and Crumb. I like how it sort of like messes with your expectations. How you weren't supposed to trust the person you trusted, and you just trusted the people that you could have trusted. I do love those little tropes. The ending is just, I love it because it ties almost the entire ending together. And there's one like scene that I hate because I know what it like means towards the end. So, but it's fine, it's fine. But I love the ending of this one. I love when we see, well, you know, the secret guy with the eye. I like him. I also, this is the book where the Quidditch World Cup is in it. Which I'm not a huge fan of Quidditch when it's in the books because I honestly think it's kind of boring. I'm not a sports girly. But I think my sister really liked it. But I do like the tasks. The tasks are interesting. I like the little bits of character growth we get for Ron and Harry, which is fine. I love the little like sprinkles of romance we get with the main couples, which, well, main couple, because we don't get one with Harry, we get one with the other two. So I do like that. I don't really like how long it is because some of the chapters could have been cut. Like, it takes him like so long to even get to the burrow. I don't think we needed that many chapters to get them to the burrow. Like, the first two chapters could have been combined. We didn't need all that detail. Half the time he's at the burrow could have been a little bit combined. We don't need all of the information we get there. Some of the stuff could have been shortened, which is fine. Like, it's fine. I'm not a huge fan of all of it, but I do get why it's there. It's just... Also, I hate Rita Skeeter, but I do love her ending. It's great. I love that. My favorite task, I think, is the dragons. I'm not a big fan of the lake one. And the maze is fine, because I like the ending of the maze. But I do hate what happens with Cedric. If you know, you know, which I'll explain later. But it's fine. Not like #1 fan, but I do like it. I love Snuffles in this. Snuffles is my favorite character. He's awesome. I love him so much. Yeah. This is it. Now we're going to talk about the Philosopher's Stone, which is a 5-star, which I've said before, I wish that there was a different way of categorizing, because while the 7th, 3rd, and 1st are all 5 stars for me, they're not like in league with Fourth Wing or ACOTAR or Good Girls Guide to Murder or Lights Out. They're not in league with them. It's just they were 5 stars when I was a kid, and I don't think I can give them anything lower than that. But they're also not what I read now. I like to reread them every once in a while. It's just I don't really vibe a lot with them anymore as I did when I was a kid. I mean, it's still a 5-star. I still love the beginning and the ending and the 3rd one. But it's fine. I love the introduction to the Wizarding World of Hagrid. And I love that my favorite character gets mentioned in the 1st chapter. Because he says he borrowed the motorbike from Sirius Black. I'm like, my favorite was mentioned. Ugh. But I like that. I like how angry the Dursleys are about the magic. I think it's so funny. I really love it. I do like the misdirect in this one too. Because when I was being read it as a kid, I didn't call it either. I thought it was who everyone thinks it is until the end. So I was like really surprised when it's the other guy. I like the puzzles at the end. The puzzles are really fun. I love the Sorting Hat. I love when like he sings his song, which I wish we got more songs because I think we only get 3. Because he sees it in this one. He doesn't see it in Chamber. He doesn't see it in Prisoner. He sees it in Goblet. And he sees it in Phoenix. I don't think he sees it in Half-Blood, and he definitely doesn't see it in Deathly Hallows. So I think we only hear the song 3 times, which is kind of annoying. But I love the chapter about the Mirror of Erised. It is one of my favorite chapters, I think, ever. But I really do like it. It's good. I love how the relationship kind of gets forged with the main trio. That's nice. Although I wish it was 4 people, because I honestly think Neville should have been involved. Because there's like 5 traps they gotta go through. They got, like, after they get through the trapdoor, and one of them would have perfectly fit Neville's preferences. So I feel like Neville should have been with them. But he still does one of my favorite things at the end, and he gets them the house cup, which I'm like, yes. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about it. It's pretty short. It's good. I like it. It's fine. Now we're on to the last book I read, which is Hunted by Megan Spooner. This was, I think, a 3.75. Yes. Beauty and the Beast retelling. Pretty, like, obvious Beauty and the Beast retelling, which I don't mind. I love Beauty and the Beast retelling. It's some of my favorite stuff. This is why I think I'm still in a reading slump. I couldn't read this. Like, I opened to the first page and I was reading it. Like, I was like this. I opened to the first page. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to read this. Like, I looked at the words and I'm like, no. So I found a way to listen to it and tab it at the same time, which is normally what I do when I listen to books. So that's a problem. If I can't even read a book, I have to listen to it because I don't have the money to buy all of these audiobooks. So, but it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It's about Yeva and the Beast. We don't learn his name until the end, which is fine. We don't need to know the Beast's name. But she's called Beauty, which is fun because it's actually her name and not just like a statement. But I do like the sisters in this one because they're actually like sisters. They're not like how they are in the original retelling where they're awful. They're not like ACOTAR where a lot of people think Nesta's awful, which I don't. I kind of liked her in the first one. But I do like it. It's good. It has the same like story. Like they lose their fortune. They gotta move to a different place. Blah blah blah, stuff like that. It's pretty good. I like it. There's like some romance in it, which is fun. Like obviously Beauty and the Beast have romance, but there's also like little subplots of other romances, which are nice. I like those. I like the Beast because he reminds me so much of the Beast from the actual Beauty and the Beast animated movie, which is so funny. There's this one thing that says it, like they say it a couple times. They say he sat on his haunches, which means he's like sitting back like a dog. I don't know why, but they want me to think he's intimidating and wolf-like. Tell me why I'm thinking that he looks like the Beast. I'm gonna put a picture here. The Beast from Beauty and the Beast. Like, that's what he looks like in my head. He's even wearing those same clothes. That's what he looks like. I don't think that's good, because he's supposed to be scary and intimidating. I'm like, no. He looks like this guy. Which is really funny. Because I was able to imagine Yeva, the way she's described, as the way she's described. Because I think she's supposed to have, like, she's dark hair. Like, she looks different than how Belle looks in that movie. But the Beast, no. He looks like the Beast. So, tell me where my imagination got that wrong. Because it did. But I thought it was funny. There's a lot of legends and stuff, which I love. And there's a little changes from the original, which is, like, how it has to be. Like, I liked those changes. They were nice. The only reason it's a little lower than it would have been is because the ending sort of confused me just a little bit. I mean, I figured it out eventually, but, like, I don't like being confused at the end of a book unless there's a specific reason. Like, with Onyx Storm, I'm confused, but there's a reason as to why I'm confused in that book. This one, there shouldn't be a reason that I'm confused because it's a standalone, and there shouldn't be a reason I'm confused, but I was. So. But I do love a good Beauty and the Beast retelling. It's some of my favorite stuff. It's actually, I think, the only, like, retelling that I have so many stories of. Like, I've got ACOTAR, I've got this one, I've got other ones I can't really pick off the top of my head, but like it's some of my like favorite stuff because it was one of my favorite movies as a kid. But yeah, I really like this one. All right, I think it's time to introduce our special guest, my little sister. She will be giving her spoiler thoughts on the first 2 Harry Potter books because she read them. So I'm gonna move out of my chair, but first I'm gonna move my camera so I can sit down there. But let's see. Okay, this is not, I'm too short for this. Okay, let's start with the first one.
What do you want?
Okay. So first, I'm going to start with the first Harry Potter. Mine's a little bit different from hers because I don't like reading like that. I like pictures better. But I feel like it was 4 stars because I liked it. My favorite character is probably Hermione. She's still my favorite. I liked when Hagrid came into the door on the boat. It was pretty fun.
You were so surprised.
Yeah. And I like I like Hogwarts. It's like, and I also really like Quidditch. I don't know how Catherine really doesn't like Quidditch.
Well, because you like soccer. It's basically soccer in the sky.
But the person I don't like is Draco. He just annoys me a lot. But I feel like it was pretty good, but I like how they did the hat thing. I wasn't able to do that until I turned 11, which I'm 12 now. But I'm a Hufflepuff, which I'm happy. But yeah, I feel like it was good. I didn't expect Voldemort to be a bad guy, but like I didn't think it, but I did think it because he was like a bad guy too. Because like he killed the parents, right? Didn't he? Yeah. And I like how Harry kept sending letters and stuff. I didn't like Dursley. I don't even know his name, but I didn't like him at all. But I liked how he got into the snake thing. It was pretty funny. I don't like Dumbledore right now, but I don't know if there's not a reason. I just don't like him. The big fat lady is it's pretty funny. At the end, I wasn't really expecting it, but yeah. What else? But I like how they played Quidditch. I liked everything about it. I pretty much liked everything about this book. There was a little bad parts, but there was a little bit, but not really. I like the 3 main, like Harry, Ron, and Hermione, but Hermione is definitely my favorite. Then it's probably Harry and then Ron. I don't know, I just don't like Ron. But I don't feel like it was like right enough to put Harry in like this under the staircase. I feel like that was rude. And I don't understand why the boy was so like upset, like that he got a certain amount of presents when bro Harry didn't even get anything. Be grateful. And also I feel like it's kind of sad because like Harry doesn't get anything in that house and they just get so much more. And I like how I don't know, but this book was really good. I call it the Philosopher's Stone, not what it's called. Okay, because like Catherine teach me to say the Philosopher's Stone.
Well, yeah, because that's the right version.
But why did it say this?
Because they changed it for the Americans.
Oh.
In British, where it was written, it's called the Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, that's weird. But yeah, overall, I thought it was good. So yeah, that's my first thing. Second one, I feel like this one was not better than the first one, in my opinion. I feel like I have to give it a 5-star, but I just like the second one. I liked a lot of things about it. I mean, I like seeing like Draco's like dad. He looked a lot more different than I expected. I also, well, I really wasn't expecting Hagrid's spider at all. It was enormous. Was not expecting it at all. And the snake literally popped out of nowhere. Like, I hated the snake. like, I hated both the animals. They were like, but I was not expecting Tom Riddle, whatever his name, yeah, Tom Riddle. I read like the last few chapters on my own. Like, Tom Riddle, what? I honestly thought it was Snape, low-key. I don't like Snape right now because I don't know why he bullies kids, but it's a little rude. I shouldn't be doing this, but it's kind of funny. Neville Longbottom, I'm sorry. His last name is just pretty funny, but like, I probably won't think it's funny whenever book his backstory is in. But right now, I feel like it's a little funny. I don't know why Hagrid got sent to like prison. I don't understand why, because he's like the nicest person.
Because they thought he opened it, remember?
I know, but he's like the nicest person ever.
You didn't believe him.
I did. I really didn't think it was Hagrid at all, but... Oh, and then when they saw their car, when the car like flew in the air in the beginning and they saw the car at the end of the movie.
Book.
What do you mean? Oh.
We're not talking about the movie.
Well, the book, I guess. But I really thought it was good. I like, well, my favorite chapter in this one was probably I think I liked the Very Sweet Diary for some reason. I don't know. I just liked it. And I don't like Lockhart. I will say he is pretty funny, but he's just dumb. Like, he's just like dumb. But yeah. At the end I thought Ginny died because, like, I don't know. I just thought she died. Because she was just laying on the ground. But I really thought it was really good overall because, like, I just thought it was good. I'm excited for the next one because it's Catherine's favorite, so I want to know why it's her favorite. So I'm excited to find out what the third one has for me. So yeah, those are my favorite thoughts. I kind of stalled, but Catherine. We're going to talk about the other one.
Mm-hmm. I can just tell you to put earmuffs when I get my spoiler thoughts. Okay. Iron Flame. Spoiler thoughts. As I said, I loved it. My favorite scene, it's an awful scene, but my favorite scene is the torture scene with Varish. Because Liam shows up. Oh, I love Liam so much. He is my favorite. I miss him. I miss him so much. It's why I love Sloane, because it's his sister and I love her. I get why she hates Violet in the beginning. Like, I get it. Because, to be fair, I probably would hate Violet too if I was Sloane. Like, you're the person my brother was with when he died. Yeah, I think I'd hate you. But, like, then she, like, learns to, like, care about her. And I'm like, ugh. And I love that she became a Siphon, which is one of the most powerful signets. I really love it. I cried during the Liam thing, as I did before. And I cried during the ending when we find out that Xaden went Venom, which I was not happy about. Ugh, I'm still not happy about it. But Lilith sacrificing her life for her children, I liked that. Because it proved that just because she believed in not showing everyone the truth, she still cared about her children, which I liked. Because it showed that she, even though she was a villain, she still had, like, feelings, I guess, like, other emotions towards people. Brendan and Mira, I love them, although they don't have a great relationship together because Brendan faked his death and didn't tell Mira, and then she also was a little mad at Violet because Violet didn't tell her. So I do like that. I kind of love the first half because it's just Xaden and Violet being just not Xaden and Violet, because they were like, I can't trust you, but then they were like, yes, you can. You just don't know how to yet. You gotta ask the right questions, which, I loved. It was great. Sassy Taryn, always great. And Darna, we find out that because of the way that we used her abilities in the last book, she's missing muscles in her wings, so she can't carry someone. But she's like, I'm not broken. I'm who I'm supposed to be. And I'm like, yes, you are, and Darna, you're perfect. But I really, Really loved it. I love Arik, who's the king's second son. I love him. He's great. He's really, really good. But I really do love it. I like the final battle. The final battle is like really, really good. I liked that. I also like, who the F's flight jacket are you wearing? And she's like, are you jealous? She's like, yeah, I'm jealous. Oh, I love that. And we met Kat. Gotta say, as much as I hate Kat in this book, I do like her in the next book. As much as I hate her, she's so funny too. She's like, you know the thing he does with his tongue? I taught him that. And then he like is like, my house, my chair, my woman. I'm like, yes. Oh, say it. And she's like, yeah, thanks for the tip about the tongue thing. It's great. Oh, I love it. I love it when they fight each other. It's just, oh, it's great. And Taryn is like, you have 2 dragons. She has none. Pull yourself together, girl. Yes, I love it. I love it so much. It's great. But yeah, I really, really do love this book. Yeah, so the 2 times I cried were the interrogation scene, which is my favorite scene because I love when he comes in like, who did you kill? Everyone. Yes. I think that's the scene we're getting from his perspective. Like, we're getting him coming into the torture scene and killing everyone. Yes, I want it. I love it. Ugh. And I also cried with him turning Venom. All right, next book, which is Chamber. My sister talked about it, so I'm not going to talk about it much. I love seeing young Tom Riddle. I think that it's fun to see how Tom Marvolo Riddle became I Am Lord Voldemort. I never called the Ginny thing when I was a kid, but I love the red herring where you could think it's Percy, or because he has a girlfriend and they're sneaking out. Or you could think that it's Hagrid, which I didn't, obviously, because we trust Hagrid. I do like the Basilisk. I think it's fun. I don't like Aragog. He scares me. I'm kind of glad he dies in the 6th one. But yeah, overall I really liked it. I like how Ron cares about his sister so much. He's willing to go into the chamber to save her. Lockhart's funny, but he's also just kind of awful because he tries to erase their memories because he's like, you know what? I'm gonna run away. I like Fawkes. He's fun. Lucius Malfoy literally being the whole point of this. And Dobby. Dobby's great. I like Dobby. Otherwise, it's fine. As I said before, it's not my favorite, so I'm not really going to talk about it much. But let's see. I do like when we finally see the Burrow because it's been talked about forever, which is nice. And I like Harry hasn't been answering some of his letters. The Weasleys are like, something's the matter. We're going to go rescue him in our flying car. It's hilarious. I love Fred and George. They're my favorite Weasleys, I think, which makes it even sadder at the end. But I do like how the Lumping Willow shows up because it's important in the next one. I also like the Polyjuice because it comes up in the 4th one. It's important in that one. I also love the Very Secret Diary because we're learning about Tom Riddle. I love learning about him. And the Chamber of Secrets is always really good, so yeah. This one. Now on to Onyx Storm, which was my absolute favorite. I cried I almost cried 4 times, and I cried 3. The one I almost cried for was when Triger gets the arrow to the heart, and she used to say thank you for it, and it was Kat's like new boyfriend. She was finally moving on from Xaden. I'm like, ugh, hurts. I also cried when Quinn died. I'm like, why am I attached to you, Quinn? I shouldn't be. But it's like, it'll be a short friendship and we'll make it a good one. Why? I'm glad it was an Imogen's point of view because I don't think I would have cared if it wasn't. Ugh, it hurt so much. I also cried twice at the ending. Once with him just turning full Venom to save Sigale, and the second time when it's, don't look for me, it's yours now. Because they got married. They got married in those 12 hours that Imogen took from her. I think it's because something specific happened in those 12 hours that would fully incriminate her and everyone else. So she asked Imogen to take it away because Imogen said that she asked her. She told her to do it. So it's like, yeah. So she's Duchess now. It's also why I think Bodhi is the second brother. I think Bodhi's the new brother because why else would Xaden give his territory and kingdom to Violet unless Bodhi was also turned. And it said it was someone who knew he was struggling for 5 months, meaning it's either Bodhi or Garrick, or even like Sawyer or Riddick, or even Brendan. But I do think it's Bodhi. Though I am suspicious of Brendan. I think he might be like kind of like a traitor. So I think Naolin is obviously probably still alive because they keep talking about him and Taryn won't bring it up. So Taryn's old rider, I think he's probably still alive and turned Venom to bring him back. So I think that's probably the case. But I love Broccoli. Black Broccoli is so cool. The cat, I love him. He's actually kind of funny. That they just talk about him twice and we're all like, yes, Broccoli is awesome. Also, Andarna's kind being... Oh, I also cried when Andarna left, so I guess I did cry 4 times. Andarna's people are just awful. Like, they won't accept her because she's turned herself into a weapon. I'm like, you left her in a war-torn country and you expected her to be able to bring peace by herself. Not a very smart plan. But yeah, they hate her because of that. It's just, ugh. I don't get it. Ugh. But I do love the anticipation of Xaden thinking he can't be with Violet because he'll lose control. But she's like, I don't care. I want you. And it's like the opposite of the last book, where it's like Violet didn't want to be with Xaden because he kept secrets. And now Xaden doesn't want to be with Violet because he thinks he won't be able to control it. But they're like, you know what? We're going to be together. We're always going to be together. And we meet Holden, which is her ex-boyfriend, who sucks. I kind of hate him. He's the prince. I hate him. I hate him a lot. And we got Dane's dad. Awful. And we got this little, like, maybe romance between Dane and Sloane. I love it. I love it. I love Sloane so much. And Dane, I think, would be, like, perfect for her. And she's like, I'm going to hurt you. He's like, gods, don't I know it? I'm like, Dane, when did you get like this? Because he already had his, like, sort of redemption in Iron Flame. This one, he fully redeemed himself in my eyes. So I'm like, okay, Dane, let's see what you got. But I do really like it. I like how, like, it's becoming so found family. Like, ugh, I love it so much. I love how strong Violet's becoming, and we find out her second signet is dreamwalking, which I don't think it's the full extent. I think there's a little bit more to it than that. And she's learning how to wield her lightning better. It's just, ugh, I love it. Also, in Iron Flame, we find out about Xaden's second signet, which is he's able to read intentions, which I loved that. And the marked ones, apparently, most have 2 signets, because we learned about Garrick's second signet in this one, which is why I don't think he's the brother. I think he's doing something that is why the eggs are missing at the end. So, and I don't think Eric's the new brother, because I think he's also doing something with Garrick. I think they're on, like, a mission together, because we learned his abilities precog. So, that's what I think. If you have any other theories, I'd love to hear them. I love looking at all this stuff for it. So please comment below if you have any theories about it, because I want to, like, see more. But I really do love that one. Next is Goblet. I won't talk about much about it, but I love how we meet the champions. I actually really do enjoy Crumb. I do like Karkaroff, because I think he's kind of funny, because he's being like, Snape, look at my arm, look at my arm. I'm like, guy, calm down. I do like the resurrection ritual, because he could have took blood from anyone, but he took it from Harry, and that's his downfall. It's also why I hate Dumbledore in the last chapter, because it says there was a look of triumph in his eyes, meaning, oh, I don't have to raise Harry for death anymore. There's a chance he could survive now. I don't have to raise him like a pig for slaughter now. But he was doing that up until this book. Up until the end of this book, he was raising Harry like a pig for slaughter, which is why I don't like it. Let's see, what else? I do like Fleur. I like how her and Bill meet. It's nice. I love the romance between, I love Ron and Hermione together. I really do. I love them together. I think they fit so perfectly. But I do like how jealous he gets about Crumb, it's really funny. Because that continues up until the 7th one, like, he's still jealous of Crumb. I do like how his character went through something in this one. It only happens again in the 7th one where he's really jealous of Harry. But it's only like for like a chapter where he's jealous. It's a month he's jealous of Harry at most. So I'm not that mad at him because I too would be jealous if I was Ron. So there's that. Also, there's the romance between Harry and Cho, which is not my favorite. I love Cedric. He's so good. And then he just dies because he was there. Which is also why I think it should have been a Slytherin who was champion. Because if a Slytherin was champion, Harry would also feel that he would have to warn them about the dragons. And because Slytherins don't like being anyone's debt, they would also warn him about to put the egg in the water. And maybe they wouldn't agree to grab it together, but they would grab it together, and he would end up in the graveyard. Voldemort still would have killed him, though, because he doesn't care about House. He doesn't care about anything. He cares about himself, so he still would have killed that person. Meaning, the Slytherins could have a change of heart, and they would be on their side at the end, which I really wish they were, because I don't like how the Slytherins are so one-sided. I really don't. There should be good Slytherins, and there should be bad Gryffindors, which there are. There are bad Gryffindors, like Peter, who I hate. I hate Peter so much. But there should be good Slytherins. I mean, I get there's Slughorn. He's a kind of good Slytherin, and there's Regulus. He was a good Slytherin. But we don't really meet these people until the end. But, like, if that happened here, and a Slytherin died here, we would have change of hearts from 5, 6, and 7. Which I wish. I wish that's what happened, because I feel like it would have been so good to have some good Slytherins on our side, because they would have been in the DA. They would have, I just feel like there was so much chance to do that, but they didn't. I love Cedric. I hate that he's dead, but yeah. That's just what I think. Also, this is the book right before I start feeling sympathetic for Draco. So I don't really feel sympathetic until Voldemort's back and he's living in their house and he's, not great and forces Draco to become a Death Eater. That's when I feel sympathetic for him. This book, it's like he's still a jerk and he's still spreading stuff about Harry, so I don't like him in this one, but the next 3 are when I do feel sympathetic for him. So there's that. I love Mad Maxine and Hagrid's romance. I think it's cute. Yeah, but the Triwizard Tournament is, like, fun. I actually don't really mind that. And Neville, like, being the one who knows about the Cruciatus Curse, and we learn about his backstory with his parents. Oh, it breaks me every time about Neville, because he is one of my favorite characters. I love Sirius in this one. He gives all of the information. I love the twist of Barty Crouch Jr., and I wish he was in more. I wish he didn't get Dementor Kissed. I wish he was in more. He would have been such a good villain, Barty Crouch Jr. But I do like the whole thing with Sirius. Just, he's the one who hears the entire story with Dumbledore. He's the one who knows everything along with Dumbledore. Not everything Dumbledore knows, but he's the one who knows what happened in that graveyard, because it's those 3 in the office when Harry tells his story again. He hears, it's Harry, Dumbledore, and Sirius. They're the ones who hear the story. So I do like that he hears all of it. And, like, he was so, like, heartbroken when he heard that Harry saw James and Lily, and it's just, ugh. So, yeah, this one. Now on to the first one, which I love. I'm not going to talk much about that because my sister also talked about it, but I love how he learns he's a wizard with Hagrid. That's great. Dursley's awful. I don't really feel bad for Dudley also until the 5th book. Then I start to feel a little bad for him. Otherwise, I don't like him. Let's see. I love how they become friends with the troll. Not they become friends because of the troll. I like that. And there's this one scene where it says Quirrell's turban was askew. How did he have it askew and still cover the back of his head? That is where my head immediately went. Like, and Fred and George throwing snowballs at Voldemort's head will always be hilarious to me. I love the tasks at the end. It's why I think Neville should have been there, because they fight a devil snare, and he's so good at herbology, he should have been there. Because they got Fluffy, which they can handle together, then they got the devil snare, which is a Neville thing. Then they've got the chess. Well, the flying keys first. That's Harry's thing. Then they got the chess, which is Ron's thing. Then they got the troll, which is already defeated, so they don't have to deal with it. But then they've got the logic puzzle, which is Hermione. And then they go to the end. So I feel like Neville should have been there because he would have been able to handle Devil's Snare almost immediately because that's his favorite subject. He'd be able to do it. So there's like that. And I still like how he got the 10 points that pushed them over the edge at the end because he's like, it takes courage to stand up to your friends as well as your enemies. And like he was standing up to Malfoy in this. Ugh. I really do love that. I don't know, there's not really much I can say. It's good. I like it. Yeah. I also like the twins in this. They're fun. They're the first ones who ever show Harry kindness in the Wizarding World, besides Molly. Like, the Weasley family are the first ones to show him kindness, and I love it. It's great. But, yeah. As I said, I don't really like Quidditch that much, so I kind of, like, skim over those chapters because I think they're a little boring. But I will say, Snape is on a broomstick in this one. It's something I can't imagine. I imagine him sitting side saddle. I know you don't sit side saddle on the broomstick. It's the only thing I can imagine Snape doing. But, yeah. I like it. And now onto the last book, which is Hunted. Beauty and the Beast retelling with Yeva or Beauty. She's got 2 names, and the Beast. It's good. So they lose their fortune, they go to the forest, and her dad sets off hunting. And then he doesn't come back, so she goes after him. But her sisters tell her to stay because they need her, obviously. That happens in the original tale too. And there's something I really like about, because it's technically told from one POV, except at the end of every chapter, there's like what the Beast is feeling from that chapter, which I love. Because you get to see his feelings before you see hers, which is, I always like it when he falls first. I imagine him as the Beast, as I said, so it's kind of funny to me. But the way they fall in love is very interesting because he needs a hunter to hunt this Firebird because he was cursed to be man and wolf. He's those 2 things. And then we learn not everything is just one thing. Which I do like that message. That message is like nice. And then we find out like the curse was someone who wanted everything has to come back to be with you, which is what Yeva did. Like she wanted basically like everything. She wanted the freedom and all of the things that adventure would give her, but she still came back to him, which is why the curse broke. Which was good. I liked that. I like the magical world that's like kind of explored in this because you have to be like in tune to it, and the Beast like taught her how to be in tune to it. And then she even tries to kill him, which I love. I love like when they're like, I'm gonna try and kill you, and I'm like, okay. I do like that. And we find out like he can't die, blah blah blah. He's like, you don't think I tried? I'm like, ugh. Yeah, we learned his name is Eowyn, I think. And it's kind of like, because she tells stories, and Ivan is like one of like the main characters, but then we find out his name is Eowyn. He's this character from that story, but the story got changed over time, where it made him more like hero than victim, which was good. I liked that. I do like her sisters though. She's got Asenka and Lena. And there's Solomir, who wants to marry her. Obviously, he's like the Gaston, except he's not that guy. He protects her family when she goes off into the woods to find their dad. And he then wants to marry Asenka after she's been missing for like a year. He wants to like marry her, and she's like, yeah, go marry her, I'll be fine. And then she runs back to the forest, obviously, because she's like, I can't leave the Beast alone. She starts having those dreams, and her family is like, oh, you have to stay. It's what happens in the original myth too. Like her sisters try and convince her to stay, and she does and does and does, and then she realizes, I have to go back. Which I do like the way they did that in this one. It wasn't like her sisters were being like, we need you, we need you, we need you. It was like, please don't go back. We're scared for you, because they think the Beast is a monster. Because she never really explained to him other than that way, because she didn't want to like sound crazy if she said she fell in love with a Beast. So I did like that. No, but I liked the Beast. He was nice. and scary, but not to me. I imagined him as something else, so. But I really did like that. I like the way they found love. It was unique, I think. Because he fell first, she fell harder, which is one of my favorite tropes. So. I really, really do like it. Alright. If you liked this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And please comment your theories about like the Empyrean, because I'd love to read them. I'd love to know what you guys are thinking about it, because I can't stop thinking about it either. But yeah, these are the books I read in July. As I've said before, please like, comment, and subscribe, and bye everyone.